All right. Welcome back, folks, to Chapter 14 of our Meet the Honors faculty of the Honors College at Texas A&M University-Texarkana. My name is Craig Nakashian. I'm Dean of the Honors College, and I am very, very excited to be joined by my colleague, Dr. Sulaman Pasha, who's a professor of mechanical engineering here. All
Mechanical
right.
engineering.
That's what I thought. And very excited. He's worked with a number of our honors students over the years, and we're going to kind of run through the standard questions and kind of see where the conversation goes. So, first one, pretty straightforward. Where are you from, and what brought you to A&M Texarkana?
Okay, so first of all, thank you for this opportunity to talk about myself and why I joined Honors College. So just to respond this question, basically I'm from Pakistan and I was born and raised in the city, the biggest city of the country, which is called Karachi. I went to the only engineering university there, the public university at that time, and I completed my bachelor's of mechanical engineering. And then I worked in industry for almost 4 years. Then I got a chance to get a scholarship to do my graduate studies, master's studies from France. And that was a quite good and challenging at the same time because the medium of instruction was French. And we had to learn French over 3 months. Our teacher was great. She was a young lady of 24 years at that time, and she really did a good job. And after 3 months, we were fluent in French. We went there, and then I completed my master's there. So that was a scholarship from my government, and then I got a scholarship from French government to complete my doctoral studies. So, and after that, I returned back to my country, worked 2 years in aerospace industry, our national aerospace agency. And then I moved to academia back. I stayed 10 years in Saudi Arabia, and that was the biggest mechanical engineering program of the kingdom. We are basically the main feeder for their oil exploration unit, which is called Aramco. So I've been there for 10 years, and then I got an opportunity to get the immigration to USA. I moved to USA. As soon as I moved to USA, it was end of 2019. I started applying for the jobs. I was fortunate that TMUT was starting mechanical engineering program, so I joined mechanical engineering program in fall 2020, and since then I'm here.
All 2020. Yeah. A good
Yes,
time to jump into a new a
exactly,
new academic
exactly.
job.
That crazy time.
Yeah, I somehow missed that you'd done your degree in France. What part of France were you in?
So basically, for my master's, I was in south of the France, which is called Toulouse. It is
Hmm.
their hub for aerospace. And then I got my the scholarship for my PhD was in Lyon, which might be the second or third biggest because Paris is the first. Second is either Marseille,
Yeah,
or Lyon. So it is one of the biggest cities. Yes.
very cool. I like how you
Mhm.
just offhanded put out there that you learned French in 3 months and then did a degree in it in that
Yes.
language. Yeah, that's wow.
Yes, that was challenging at the beginning, but it become more. I enjoyed a lot because once you are there and then you start speaking. Once we arrived, because we arrived in France like end of June, and the semester was starting in September, so we had another 2 weeks, two months of language course there as well. But being in France and everyone living, speaking from
Mhm.
morning till the entire day, French was very helpful. Yes.
Wow. I had a hard enough time doing my degree in England, and that was
Uh-huh.
ostensibly the same language. So, anyhow, very cool. So that does kind of lead us into our next question, which avid watchers of this series know what it is, which is basically what got you interested in your discipline? Why mechanical engineering?
So there are two reasons for that. The very first thing is that the mechanical engineering being the most, we can say that the start of engineering or the classic engineering was mechanical because initially all the systems were mechanical. So, and mechanical engineering is something which has wide applications, and based on the home country, on my home city, all the job opportunities as well as my personal interest was also in mechanical engineering, because mechanical engineering is something which we can relate to our daily life, and then it had wider applications. You can go in manufacturing, you can go in power sector, you can go in design. If you want to go in field, there is an area of mechanical engineering where you can work in. If you want to work in design, and that was the area I was most interested in, which is basically the theoretical application for designing the new structures using, at that time, it was mainly hand calculations. The way I was taught, computer was there, but it was starting to come. And now we can like design the entire system in virtual domain, validate them before going to put them into work in the real world application. So it was mainly the application aspect of that which was more interesting for me to go for this field.
It's cool. So was this something you had from like childhood? You always like building stuff or seeing how things worked or
Yeah, it was mainly like that I could observe things, and but I was not I never went into opening things because I was a little bit of, I didn't know if I would be able to close it back. So, but I was interested in learning how things work, and mechanical is that you can already relate to. For example, if I see, and because sometimes if my father, he used to have, at that time I'm talking about mid 80s, early 90s. So at that time, if we open any electronic device, it was more like I could not relate, because when I see a circuit board, I cannot understand how things work. But if I'm working on repairing my bicycle, okay, so I could do that. And my father, credit goes to him, because he used to fix everything at home. And
Hmm.
whenever he was working on anything, he used to make us sit next to him as helper. It used to be a little bit annoying for us, but I learned a lot, and it helps me even today, because if I have to fix anything, I know that I have an overview, and I don't really have any fear of working with systems, using toolboxes, opening things. But as far as mechanical things are there, I can relate more. I know that how things work. It's more like common sense. But if you go for electronics or electrical, you need to have a basic theoretical understanding of things. I think so. So
Hmm.
that might be one of the reasons as well. Yes.
Okay, yeah, definitely not something I have a an affect or talent for at all, as my wife will happily tell you. Yeah, I don't understand the working of things. I have to ask her, and she comes and shows me how it works. So what attracted you to joining the honors faculty? Why'd you want to join us in the honors college?
Yeah, again, it was a big opportunity for me. I remember that it was like 3 years back or so, when one of the students, uh, Dustin,
Dustin Higby, yeah.
Dustin Higby. So he approached me. He said that okay, he's looking. He's an honors student. He wants to work on honors project. Do you have anything to work on? So I proposed something I was already working on, because I knew that he had a very good background in AutoCAD and CAD modeling, and I was trying to create some of the virtual models of the examples for my courses of mechanics, because when we are teaching mechanics, things are moving, these are moving moving equipments. And teaching those concepts using static textbook images is a big challenge. So I was trying to create animations using built-in animation tools in PowerPoint, but that's quite limited. It does not really capture real physics. So CAD softwares are well suited for that. Working with him was really very helpful, and he could go present his work at ASM conference. Another, some of my students, I had two more students who worked on their undergrad research, and I really appreciate, and I find it very helpful for us, especially since we do not have any graduate programs, and if we want to engage students in such type of activities, and it totally depends upon what students want to do, because as faculty we are always trying to get students to do some of our research work, because naturally we have to do that. But again, if the student orientation, or if its aptitude is more towards design, so the platform for honors provide a very good opportunity for the students to work on the projects which they would like to work. So I propose them, like if you want to go for undergrad research, or if you want to go on something sort of more like design aspect, it's totally up to you. And then we figure out something, and it helps me because there are so many things to on wish list or to-do list which I would like to do, but I cannot do it by myself. So good students approaching me by themselves to look for some opportunities. So it's a win-win situation. So I truly appreciate that. Yeah. And especially when we do not have a graduate program to support our research. Yes. So
Hmm. Yeah, that's always been kind of the model we've tended to follow in honors is try to emulate a little bit of what you get in grad school. Now you are getting some graduate programs, so those are coming as well. So that's exciting. And actually Dustin is I think he might end up working with one of our students in honors this spring because he's I think supervising an internship over where he's working now. So it'd be a nice full circle, drag him back in as a mentor, you know. But he's great. Dustin's fabulous.
and I
Um,
also appreciate that even though now they are alumni, they try to stay connected. And I appreciate also honors and university at higher level that they always try to appreciate or like recognize, acknowledge the efforts of our alumni who are helping us one way or the other, connecting with our existing students, helping us with either honors projects or our capstone design projects. So really, this is very great from the university to keep contact with our students and our alumni who is willing to give back to their alma mater. Yes.
I agree. And I appreciate it. And that does sort of lead us to our next question, which you've already sort of touched on, which is if you could speak to honors students, what would you tell them you would want them to get out of their experience? Like, what should an honors student be looking for?
Yeah. So again, the very first thing, if you are very much clear about what you want to do or what sort of area you want to work on, if you are targeting something which will help you into your professional life as a professional engineer, if you want to join industry, so you can work on some sort of design project. But if from I'm talking from the engineering perspective, and if they are willing or they are targeting to go for uh, graduate studies, so we can provide them uh, uh, with the projects which they can work on for their undergrad, and they can go and present their work on any of the conferences. And I know that university as well as honors college supports for attending students for these type of conferences or workshops. So I will start with more like counseling, telling them what they can target. And also personally, I feel based on my personal experience when I completed my undergrad, so I worked for industry for almost 4 years, and then I returned back to master's program, which was like through a scholarship. It was a little bit challenging, but I enjoyed it a lot because I could relate now. Because when I was doing my undergrad, a lot of things were not clear because it's more like pure academia. But when you go through the industry, now you can relate more and you can appreciate more as well as you can understand more how theory relates to the practical applications.
Yeah.
And here I see that one of the biggest, again, good things here is that students can go to local industries for their co-op and internship. So I would also
Hmm.
highly recommend all the students. And recently we had some representatives from the local industry who came, and they are trying to hire our students for co-op and internship program. And they're quite flexible because they say that, okay, this is something which you must do because this helps you a lot when you graduate. You will stand out, as well as they are flexible to provide them with the working hours which accommodate their full-time studies and full-time work. So that is great, and I would recommend all these friends to take benefit of this opportunity because local industry is also very much willing to hire our graduates as well as help them while they're studying to provide them with the internship and co-op opportunities.
Awesome. And again, you've already also kind of alluded to our last question, which is there anything you wish you knew as a student? I guess primarily as an undergraduate student, like anything you would tell young Suleiman?
Yeah, don't underestimate yourself
Hmm.
like that.
Yeah.
If there is an opportunity, don't eliminate yourself by not applying for the opportunities. You never know. And I started learning that when I went for my like graduate studies. So you don't think that if there is an opportunity for any type of scholarship, any type of internship, any type of co-op, which is there, they are asking for applications, go and apply. You have nothing to lose, even especially these days. Like you
Right.
apply, what worse can happen? They will not call you. That's fine. But the thing is that if you apply, you will have an opportunity to interact with them, to learn more about the hiring process, more about how to go for an interview. It will be a learning even if you are not selected. And you never know. With my life experience, I have learned it that if you are on the right place at the right time, that's
Yeah.
the thing you need. Because sometimes people are hiring, they need good candidates. And if they do not have enough candidates, they will end up hiring with the pool they have. So if you are at the right place at the right time, that may open you with the opportunities which can be life changing. And I will take this example again as when I was applying for my scholarship for graduate studies, I was like 50-50. I said that perhaps I will not be selected. This is what I was thinking, and I was not about to apply for that. And then one of my friends was applying. He said that he said very much the same thing. It was a motivation for me. I applied, and out. I think there were only a couple of students who had applied, and we were two friends who were selected.
Hmm.
And that was life changing for me. Otherwise, I would still be working back home in an industry, but there's nothing wrong in it. But the thing is that my passion was for academia, and
Right.
that was the life changing aspect that I applied for an opportunity, which I was a little bit not very sure I would be selected. I applied, I was selected. This is what I would say. If any opportunities shows up, just apply for it. It will be an experience, or it may be a life changing experience for you.
Well, yeah, I completely agree. Whenever I talk to students about honors specifically, that's the word I use all the time is opportunity, right? Seek them out, take advantage of them, and yeah, just that's excellent advice. Is there anything else you want to share with us, or any final thoughts?
No, but I really appreciate because when I moved to USA, naturally, it was I was already in academia for more than 10 years. It was a big decision to move to USA, but I knew that in USA, because when I was wrapping up from there and moving here, most of my colleagues are that we all already have a job there. What will you do? So you always, again, it comes back to the opportunity if you get it. So I said, okay, I don't have an opportunity or job opportunity right now or job confirmed job position, but I will go and see. And then I moved here, even though it was COVID. And then again, it was fortunate enough for me that KMUT was starting chemical engineering. I was fortunate enough to start observe from the beginning. And I love Texarkana. I love TMUT because as I also, when we are talking at family level with my kids and wife, we always said Texarkana is the city in the US who welcomed us as a family. They provided us with the opportunity to work at Texas A&M and also TMUT. I loved it because of like sort of small programs were rapidly growing. I love that as well, but I had the chance to see this growth. I'm part of that. And what I like here is more like a small community where you see you know everyone. It's not like a faceless number in a lot. I know all my students by name. I know all my colleagues by name, and especially the opportunity to work with honors because
Mm.
otherwise I would still be working in engineering, but with the opportunities I get through honors and like OTAFA,
Mhm.
it spreads your spectrum and interaction with the the colleagues from uh, other disciplines like you, thanks to uh, other uh, uh, colleagues like you who provide all these opportunities. It's excellent. I love it because this is something which I did not do with my previous affiliation. It was a big program. I was always teaching the same courses in the same, uh, even not at the college level. It was mainly focused on the program level. But here, college, university, so you have a broader spectrum, small, you know everyone, you get opportunities, even for socializing. You go outside, even if you are outside doing your grocery, you may come up with meet with some of your colleagues. you, you go to your kids' school functions, get to meet some of your colleagues.
All
So
right.
it's very convivial and I love it.
No, we're very pleased to have you. So thank you, Dr. Pasha. Once again, we're joined by Dr. Sulaman Pasha, Associate Professor of Mechanical Engineering here at A&M. This will get posted, I suspect, around about May, I think. So should be up soon. But yeah, thanks a lot, man. Very much
Thank you.
appreciate
Thank you
it.
for the opportunity. I really enjoyed talking to you, and I look forward for more wonderful opportunities to work with honors students and interacting with the honors college. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Thank you.